Mabuhay! Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat and ako po si B. Welcome to the podcast. Ah, finally, ito na po ito. We are officially launching a podcast channel called Simply B. And to be honest po sa lahat, it has been 3 years in the making. Ang tagal-tagal ko nang gustong subukan na magkaroon ng sarili kong platform kung saan maaari akong mag-share ng mga kwento ko, ng thoughts ko, ng feelings ko. A platform where I can connect more with everyone and of course with myself. But I never really had the confidence to do so. I've never really opened myself up as much to anyone. Growing up, ako po ay isang introvert and a butterfly. A butterfly. Wait, nakakaiyak naman yun. That's a good sign. I've always been an introvert growing up and I never really had the confidence to share my story sa mga tao because I used to define it as I used to be scared. Takot ako Takot ako sa judgment ng mga tao, takot ako sa kung ano yung magiging tingin sa akin ng mga tao. But with where I'm at today, I realize it was all just me in my head. Because looking at it now, hindi ko rin alam kung ano yung kinakatakutan ko because people don't really know anything about me yet. But now that I'm here, now that we're here, this is the right time. And I'm excited. And I'm grateful. To start off, of course, I'd like to take you all into the place where it all began. Andito ako ngayon sa bahay ng lola ko. Sa bahay ng taong nagpalaki sa akin, kumupkop sa akin. Sa bahay kung saan nagsimula ang lahat. Dito ako nahubog bilang isang tao. Dito ako nahubog bilang isang babae. At hindi ako magiging kung sino ako ngayon kung hindi ako lumaki dito sa loob ng bahay na to. That's it for my introduction. Muli po, this is me, Simply B. Tara, usap tayo. At syempre, naisip ko that there is no other perfect way to begin this podcast but to open up my life to everyone, of course, with where and actually with who everything started from. Katabi ko ngayon ang aking lola, my superhero, Mama Vicky. Mama, say hi.
Hi.
Say hi to the camera.
Hi.
Ito po ang aking lola. Ito po si Mama Vicky at siya ang kumupkup sa akin. Siya ang nagpalaki sa akin. Sa mga nakakaalam po ng aking kwento, ako po ay naulila ng maaga. Naulila po ako at a very early age. I lost my mom when I was 5 to breast cancer, and I lost my dad to a heart attack when I was 10. And from then on, since I was 10, kinupkup ako ni mama at sa kanya na ako lumaki. Actually, nandito tayo ngayon sa bahay namin where everything started. At itong swing set na ito, actually lahat kami na mga apo niya ay lumaki at dumaan dito sa swing na to. Diba, mama?
Yeah.
Ilan kami mga apo mo?
21.
Plus apo sa tuhod?
15.
Umabot kami dati sa loob ng bahay na to ni mama na 15 kami, all girls. Nagmistula siyang parang bahay ampunan ng mga babae. And the way our lola raised us, we didn't have any help. Kaya lahat kami dito, naka-rotation kami ng schedule sa chores dahil um, ganun niya kami tinuruan, ganun niya kami pinalaki. Ang gusto ni mama ay matuto kami maglaba, magluto, magtanim, magdilig, magtapon ng basura on our own, mag-ayos ng mga kama namin. Ganun niya kami tinuruan. And 'di ba naging successful ka naman sa pagturo sa'min, mama?
Oo.
Yes. Para sa akin, kagaya ng narinig ninyo kanina, ang lola ko or si Mama Vicky para sa akin, I call her my superhero. Why my superhero? My superhero kasi siyang sumagip ng buhay ko. And I always tell her that, and I always say that to everyone sa tuwing pag-uusapan namin kung saan ako galing, paano ako lumaki, at paano ako nagsimula. Palagi kong ipinangangalandakan na ang lola ko ang superhero ko. Dahil kung wala siya, malamang wala rin po ako sa harap ninyo ngayon. Malamang wala rin po ako sa kinaroroonan ko at hindi ako kung sino si Bianca ngayon. I know I wouldn't be able to live independently. I know I wouldn't be able to survive at all if it wasn't for my lola. And ang favorite kong memory namin ni mama actually, sobrang marami kaming memories together. Kagaya nga ng mga kwento ko kanina, everything started here. And it's not just everything in this house that counted. Yung lola ko, nung nagsisimula ako, kaming dalawa lang. We would commute papunta sa GMA. We would commute sa lahat ng mga engagements ko. Extra man ako, talent man ako, or may role man ako, or kung ano man. Mall show man yan, taping man yan, casting man yan. Kaming dalawa po ng lola ko ang palaging magkasama. And I guess to sum it all up, my favorite memory of me and my lola is all of the things that I did with her. Siguro yung pagko-commute din natin, mama, dati, no? Naaalala mo ba yung mga panahon na nagko-commute tayo?
Mm.
Dati, wala kaming sasakyan at hindi pa din po kami talagang stable financially.
Sasakay muna ng jeep.
Magje-jeep muna.
Tapos
Tricycle muna, mama, galing dito. Tricycle.
oo, tricycle,
Tapos
tapos
jeep.
jeep, tapos magpupunta dun sa istasyon ng LRT.
Tapos,
Hanggang GMA na yun.
oo, minsan, mama, kapag hindi natin naabutan yung LRT or MRT, nagbabus pa
Oo,
tayo.
nagbabas pa.
Tas minsan, syempre, iba pa yung presyo ng bus na may aircon sa bus na walang
Ng
aircon. At minsan, ang gagawin namin, dahil syempre, marami kaming bitbit at kaming dalawa lang, ang gagawin namin ni mama, babayaran na niya yung buong likod ng van para hindi kami masikip. 'Di ba, mama? Para
Mm.
hindi tayo makaabala sa mga tao dun sa mga gamit na dala namin. Isa yun sa mga lagi kong binabalikan, yung mga panahon na nagko-commute kaming dalawa ni mama. And another one would be, nung nagsimula ako sa showbiz, because we weren't rich, we weren't really financially stable yet, wala akong magagandang mga gamit. Nung nagsisimula ako, palagi kaming maraming may mga kasabayan na sila may mga sponsors, sila
Mm.
maganda yung mga alahas, maraming klase ng sapatos. Kami ni mama, ang dala namin ay mga pass-me-down na damit mula sa mga ate ko, mga pinsan,
Mm.
or magkakaroon lang ako ng bagong damit kapag
bumili kami sa palengke. Naalala mo yun, mama?
Oo,
Bumibili tayo ng mga maninipis na mga damit sa palengke tapos yun yung dadalhin natin sa taping.
oo.
Mm. Um, and it was okay, actually. Um, Going to work in the industry with Mama Vicky wasn't really hard, actually. I wasn't also one who would compare myself to others. I mean, syempre, pag bata ka, titingin ka sa katabi mo, wondering kailan ka magkakaroon nun. But I was never a child who would be pushy na, "Mama, bilhan mo ako ng ganito. Mama, bilhan mo ako ng ganyan." I guess because how she raised me was that kung ano yung meron ka, yan yung meron ka. And if you want something more, you work hard for it para mabili mo. Para maging deserving ka para sa kung ano yung gusto mo. Yun yung, yun yung tinanim niyang value sa akin pagdating sa material things. That if you want something nice, you work for it. But if you don't have it yet, it's okay. Dadating din yung oras na magkakaroon ka niyan. Yun yung lagi ring payo sa akin ni mama kahit nung mga panahon dati na siguro makikita niya ako na siyempre bilang bata nakatingin sa gamit ng iba or 'pag makakarinig siya na pakiramdam niya hindi naging okay yung pagtrato sa akin nung mga kasamahan ko or kahit sa kanya, nung ibang mga parents on set, she would always tell me na kahit anong mangyari, hindi tayo papatol. And kahit anong mangyari, she will always remind me and tell me na dadating din yung oras mo. 'Di ba mama, yun yung lagi mong payo sa'kin dati?
Oo.
Kapag ano bang mga kuwento noon, yung mga binubully,
Sabi ko
yung
wag kang maiinggit pagka may nakikita ka sa iba dahil magkakaroon ka din niyan.
she told me to wait
Oo.
patiently. She taught me to work hard and with the guidance of God also.
Ha?
Yung guidance din ni God sa atin,
Oo,
hindi rin niya tayo pinabayaan,
oo.
'no?
'Di niya tayo pinabayaan.
Mm,
Palagi siyang nakasubaybay sa atin.
mm,
Kasi lagi tayong tumatawag sa kanya ng tulong. Yun ang maigi sa atin,
mm,
humingi tayo ng tulong palagi.
correct. Kaya siguro yung feeling namin of safety kahit na kaming dalawa, isang batang babae at isang lola, ang talagang tumataguyod at humaharap sa buong mundo. Gaano man yan kalayo, mararating namin yun basta magkasama kami. Those are my favorite moments. Those are the moments na I know I treasure and those are the stories na alam kong unique sa kung sino ako bilang isang tao because I know I have, if not the only, one of the best lolas in the world. And I'm blessed to be raised by my lola. Palagi ko ipagmamalaki yun. Sinasabi ko rin nga palagi na if I were given the chance to choose a life between, if pinalaki ako, if in a life I have, I can be raised by my mom and my dad, and this life I can be raised by my lola. Of course, I would be interested to know what it would be like to be raised by my mom and my dad. But where I'm at now, I wouldn't really change anything. Masaya ako at proud ako na lola ko yung nagpalaki sa akin. She made me a strong woman at idol ko to. Like really, look at her. How old are you, mama? How old are you?
89.
Baliktad! Baliktad!
89 lang?
89, 89. My lola is 89. And she's strong and fighting. Actually, lola ko ang totoong sangre. Isa talaga siyang superhero and she's amazing. Kahit hanggang sa araw na 'to 'pag iniisip namin kung paano niya kami naitaguyod lahat, and mind you, my lola took all of us in here. She's not the richest person. She was retired and she even lost the love of her life, our lolo. And yet, nagawa niyang mag-isa na palakihin kami, paaralin kami, and to raise us the way we all are now. And that's why alam ko na I owe her my life. And I dedicate everything that I do, even the simplest of things, kahit pa yung paglilinis ko lang ng bahay ko, I dedicate to my lola. Kasi turo niya yun eh. Alam kong ang standard ko ng linis ay, pag makita ni mama to, alam kong hindi siya madi-disappoint sa paglilinis ko kasi yun yung turo niya. Sometimes I would also think how I can, what parts of me ang nakuha ko kay mama. Kasi 'di ba usually din parang when you're with your mom or when with your dad, you see na, oh, katangian ng nanay yun or ng tatay yun na punta sa anak na lumalabas. But in my case, siguro sometimes when I look in the mirror or sometimes because nga kung nasan na ako ngayon in my life, I would sometimes catch myself saying the words that mama used to tell us before. Maririnig ko yung mga words ni mama na kung paano lumalabas sa akin. Like, kinikwento ko mama kasi minsan, naririnig ko ikaw sa akin. Kapag kunyari kung paano ko i-guide si Sam. Minsan, yung mga salita mo sa akin dati, nasasabi ko na sa kanya, kagaya ng, paulit-ulit ko na sinabi sa'yo yan. Di ba favorite line mo din yun? Paulit-ulit ko na sinabi o kaya, yung pag-prepare ng gamit the night before ka umalis para wala kang maiwan sa pupuntahan mo kinabukasan, lalo kung maaga.
Laging ganun, bilin ko. Baka may naiwan kayo.
Oo.
Magpayong kayo.
Yan.
Pamulan.
Laging sasabihin, lahat ba ng dala mo nandyan na? Yung payong mo. O kaya, pag kinaumagahan, biglang may naiwan, ayan, ayaw mo kasi makinig. Sabi naman kasi sa'yo eh. Yung mga ganon. So, minsan, nagugulat din ako. And actually, I love it. I love when I myself hear my lola in me. Kasi, then alam kong it's a testament na talagang siya ang taong, kumbaga kung halaman ako, siya yung taong nagtanim sa akin eh. Siya yung talagang nag-alaga sa akin. She was the one who watered me and helped me grow and blossom to the person that I am now. And so seeing her aesthetics in me, seeing her mga seeing parts of her in me is something that I treasure kasi unique yun eh. I believe that those are one of the things that will make me truly myself. So, mama, may tatanong ako sa'yo. Sino ako, or gusto mo ba i-share sa kanila kung sino ako or paano ako bilang apo sa'yo?
Bilang apo ay inaasahan kong magiging matagumpay ka sa iyong mga hinaharap. Alam ko naman ngayon ay okey ka na. Kaya dinadasal ko na sana lagi kang masaya, maligaya at nananalangin palagi para hindi mo makalimutan ang Diyos na nag-aalaga sa ating lahat.
I think that's also one of the things na alam kong nakuha ko sa lola ko. Yung walang humpay na pananalangin para sa lahat ng pagkakataon ng buhay. Lahat ng gusto mo, lahat ng ipinag-aalala mo, ipagpanalangin mo lang. Yung
Oo,
pagtiwala
magtiwala
sa
ka.
Ama,
Oo.
yan yung isa sa mga pinakamalaking tinuro niya sa akin at luminaw at naintindihan ko at this moment na tumatanda na ako sa buhay. Siyempre, when you're younger, you don't really get to understand all of these things kaagad. But what made these things clearer to me is life in general. As life unfolded in front of me and as my years went by, as I get older, as I experience more happiness, loneliness, as I win, as I fail, as I get disappointed, or as I get proud of a lot of things in this world, yun yung mga nagpapakita sa akin na, ito pala yung sinuturo sa akin ng lola ko dati. Ito pala yung sinasabi ni mama. Tama pala talaga siya. Buhay lang din talaga yung magtuturo sa atin nun. At least sa akin, buhay yung nagtuturo sa akin nun. That's when I realized din na siguro kasi kapag bata ka, mahirap lang din talagang makinig sa mga mas nakakatanda. Pero ngayon na mas marami akong mga responsibilidad, naiintindihan ko na kung bakit ganun ako ginaid ni mama.
Ngayon mo lang nare-realize, oo.
Mm,
Nare-realize mo na kailangan talagang mag-ano ka, magpapakahinahon ka sa araw-araw. Huwag
mm,
kang mag-aano ng mga masasamang pangitain.
mm.
Palaging alalahanin mo may Diyos na naggagabay sa atin lahat.
Yeah. Actually, mama, ang pinaka iniidolo ko rin sa'yo is yung patience mo sa aming lahat. Kasi imagine, ang dami namin. And so that means, ilan kaming apo niya dito sa bahay? Umabot kami na 15 kami dito.
Mm.
And so that means 15 different personalities ang kailangan niya i-handle at different ages, different generations. And she was all handling all of us on her own. And so imagine the patience that she needed to actually push upon herself to understand us and to not quit on us, actually. Not give up on us. Kasi ako ngayon, parang as I discover things for the first time and as I go through things for the first time, as I continue to learn, there are times wherein you meet people
Wala akong
and iba-iba yung measurement,
measurement, oo.
'di ba?
Oo.
How did you handle all of us differently?
Yun na nga ang hindi ko maalala ngayon. Wala akong maalala na pinagalitan ko kayo. Iniisip ko, may mga ba akong pinagalitan sa mga yun? Wala akong maalala, na may pinagalitan ako sa'yo. Basta ang naaalala ko lang, pag-aalis na kayo papunta sa school, "Oh, may baon na ba kayo?" Oh, oh,
Totoo naman, mama. Actually, ako rin kapag iniisip ko, meron ba tayong panahon na nag-away tayo
oo
or
nga,
hindi tayo
wala akong
okay?
maalala na may pinagalitan ako sa inyo. Wala akong maalalang maganon. Ewan ko lang kung sino sa inyo. Sabihin niyo
Yeah.
sa'kin, sabihin niyo sa'kin kung may pinagalitan ako sa inyo.
Mm,
Basta ang
mm.
sinasabi ko lang palagi, huwag kayong makikisama sa mga yung kamukha ngayon, 'di ba, usong-uso na yung bullying ngayon.
Mm.
Maski nung araw naman merong ganyan, Basta mag-iingat lang kayo palagi ng
Mm.
pag-aalis na, mag-ingat kayo, sabi
Mm,
ko gano'n.
mm.
At ang mga gamit niyo, palagi niyong titingnan kung uuwi niyo dala niyo yung mga gamit
Yeah.
niyo, gano'n lang.
Si mama kasi siguro, she's also not very confrontational. She's not confrontational na upfront niyang sasabihin sa'yo, upfront ka niyang sesermonan. May nagawa ka man na tama or mali, she has her own way of guiding all of us. She has her own way, her own system of kung paano niya sasabihin sa amin kung meron siyang nararamdaman. Actually, ganun nagfa-function si mama naman.
Oo,
Yung, kumbaga yung curriculum niya ng pagpapalaki niya sa amin is all based on kung ano yung nararamdaman niya.
mm.
And never fails, you guys. Promise, tama palagi ang kutob ni mama. Kahit pa hindi kami mag-open up, alam niya 'pag may ginagawa kaming hindi tama, alam niya 'pag may tinatago kami,
Oo,
alam niya
oo,
'pag may
nararamdaman ko 'yun.
alam niya kapag may pinagdadaanan kami, nararamdaman niya 'yun. And how she would send us her messages through teaching us dito sa bahay. It's such a cool system of how she raised us. Kasi imagine how I would put it into context, at least for my experience, is that I learned about different aspects of life through learning different chores around the house. Like, ang isang chore, for example, paghuhugas ng plato. Hindi lang basta paghuhugas ng plato ang pag-intindi ko sa paghuhugas ng plato. Paghuhugas ng plato is that it can also mean patience. Hindi ka pwedeng tamarin sa isang bagay na kailangan mong gawin. Kasi kung tatamarin ka, walang gagawang iba niyan. Hindi yan matatapos. Kailangan mo yang gawin. And so she would push us kapag may nakikita siya kunyari na, syempre as kids, hindi naman din kami perfect lahat. So minsan, merong hindi tumutulong, minsan may nakakaligtaan na gumawa ng chore. Syempre, she would remind us also na tulong-tulong tayo dito. Lahat tayo nabubuhay sa bahay na 'to, therefore lahat tayo kikilos din sa bahay na 'to. Kasi sino bang gumagamit niyan? Sino
Oo.
ba ang yes?
Oo, hanggang ngayon sinasabihan ko sila, pagka kumakain, "Oh, baka iwanan mo na iwanan
Mm,
niyo yung kinainan niyo, ang
mm,
dami niyo pa maghugas,
mm,
hugasan niyo na yung mga kinainan." Sabi ko sa kanila.
hmm.
Hmm,
Gano'n si mama, and sa pagkakakilala ko rin kay mama, kung meron man siyang na actually s etong si mama, she will not show you if she's hurt. She will not show you kung nahihirapan siya. Believe me or not, we have never seen her have a hard time. We have never seen her nalugmok in pain, ever. Ganon siya ka-strong. She's not just strong for herself, but she remains strong for everyone. And that is what I want to achieve, actually. I want to attain that level of selflessness and yet unconditional love for each and every person around you. That's priceless. Doing things and taking care of people around you that you do not expect anything in return from. It's not easy to do in the world that we have now. In a world where there's so much hatred, there's so much angst and anger and pain. But to be able to have that like her, like how she does. Parang ano yun yung zen moment niya Totoong kaya pala talagang magmahal unconditionally. Kahit ganon kakabata, gaano kakatanda, hindi definition ng edad, hindi definition ng gender, hindi definition ng kung malakas ka o mahina ka, mayaman ka o mahirap ka. At the end of the day, love is the most powerful thing. It really depends on how you put it into context and how you express it to the people around you. Kaya looking back din sa buhay namin dito, I don't think there are specific problems kung saan hindi kami okay. I don't think there are really specific moments na masasabi kong merong sa amin na may away with mama. Kasi sa amin, she's mama. And kahit pa kaming magpipinsan na yung mag-away-away dito, basta at the end of the day, we protect mama, we respect mama, and everything is for mama because mama is for all of us. Siguro yung hamon na lang din sa aming lahat with mama is life. Life is the challenge, no mama? Walang specific na challenge na parang masasabi natin na ito yung pinakamahirap I think kung ano talaga yung essence ng kung ano yung hamon sa atin is yung kung paano tayo mabubuhay sa
buhay,
araw-araw.
araw.
Tama?
Oo, tama.
Kasi yun din, like going back, ang mga problema talaga namin or how we would go by our lives is that how are we going to survive day by day? that is also how mama um functioned for us. She would budget endlessly. Yung pagkain namin nakarasyon. Yung kwarto namin dito sa bahay niya, isang kwarto lang yung may aircon, kaya lahat kami, pagdating ng gabi, kanya-kanyang latag kami dun. Makikita mo na sa gabi, yung sahig ng kwarto ng lola namin, punong-puno na yun ng buhok, kamay, mga paa, at kanya-kanyang mga ulo. Kaya kung merong iihi ng madaling araw, bahala na kung may matapakan man. Sorry lang. 'Di ba, mama? Yun yung magic ng kinalakihan namin dito. It's really to go through life together, day by day. One day at a time. At alam kong ganun, kaya rin ako naging ganun as a person. I know because of mama, I became a survivor. And it's something that I enjoy or am excited to expand more in, to discover more about how am I going to be as smart, as emotionally intelligent as my lola. Kasi siya talaga yung idol ko. Siya talaga. Just superhero. At mahirap pantayan. In fact, hindi mapapantayan kung paano kami minahal ng lola namin. And in everyday na buhay, whether I'm at work, whether I'm alone, whether in a day that I'm doing errands, I try my best to always remind myself or ask myself even na in certain situations, what would mama do? Or minsan, kapag hindi ko alam yung gagawin ko, there are certain moments wherein I hear her voice in my head and then I would know what to do. Alam ko kung anong sasabihin niya, naririnig ko yung boses niya kung paano niya sasabihin, and that would be my guide. Aside from my angels, having my mom and my dad with me every day, it's also mama's voice in my head palagi. Kahit pa yung sermon niya or yung mga tawa niya lang yung maririnig ko, yun yung guide ko sa pang-araw-araw kong buhay. Um, ang pinaka So when I look at kung ano yung mga naituro niya sa akin at kung meron mang pinakamalaking naituro sa akin ni mama, actually walang pinaka eh. Kasi lahat ng tinuturo niya sa akin, sa amin, are all parts of life. And yun nga, kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, it all unfolds and gets clearer as life goes by, as days happen, experiences happen, as emotions are felt. Hindi siya, mahirap siyang i-describe into one specific description kung meron man siyang pinakamalaking naturo sa akin. If there was one word, I would try to say, anong naituro sa akin ni mama? That is to live. She taught me how to live life. She taught me how to be contented in the life that I have. And because I grew up the way she raised all of us na we never ask for more. If we want more, we work hard for more. It's not, that's how I am as a person. I'm so content with the things that I have that everything else outside of that contentment, I am grateful and I surrender up to the Lord. Palagi ko rin panalangin sa Ama na lahat ng mga naibigay niya sa akin, in fact, sobra-sobra na rin eh. Sobra-sobra rin yung mga biyaya na hindi na hindi na rin ako makapaniwala that He blesses me still. Even if I know that I am imperfect. But I try my best to be the best version of myself every day for my lola, for God, for my mom and my dad, and most especially for myself. And as I navigate through my days, I always start with gratefulness. 'Di ba mama? Isa rin yun sa natutunan ko sa'yo eh, yung
Oo,
palaging magpasalamat kahit sa maliliit na
sa
bagay.
bagay.
Ga- how do you say thank you in your prayers for the smallest of things?
Thank you.
How do you say
Nagpapasalamat nagpapasalamat ako palagi sa Diyos na kayo ay naging nasa mabuting kalagayan. Hindi ako aano na mapapaliwala kayo dahil alam niyo sa sarili niyo na kaya niyong tumawag sa Diyos at humingi ng awa para huwag kayong pabayaan.
I don't know if you all notice, but as you listen to my Lola talk, she always talks about us and not herself. Ganon siya ka-selfless. Even in her prayers, she would always pray for us and nothing for herself. At ganon siya din bilang tao. Ganon niya kami inalagaan. Palagi niyang uunahin ang kapakanan naming lahat. Kaya kagaya din ng kwento niya kanina, ang palagi niyang bilin sa amin kapag umaalis kami ay, "Oh, yung mga gamit ninyo, ano na, nadala niyo na ba lahat?" Mama, butterfly!
Ano yun?
Butterfly!
Ayun, oh,
Butterfly.
black.
It's another butterfly. Sign
Oo.
yun. Good sign yun.
Good sign.
Baka si God yun. Palagi niyang ipapaalala sa amin kung kompleto na ba yung mga kailangan namin. Pero kapag tinanong mo siya tungkol sa kung ano yung mga kailangan niya, sasabihin niya, okay na siya. Palagi yan. Palagi yan. But because also, si mama is a Girl Scout. Kapag din talaga aalis ng bahay, talagang dala niya lahat ng kailangan niya. 'Di ba mama? I think, ayun pala, that's one of the greatest things that I learned from her. Packing skills. 'Di ba mama? Yung pag-empake ng lahat ng
Kailangan.
mga kailangan mo na kapag aalis ka, hindi ka mahihirapan na hagilapin kung ano yung kailangan mo. Even if at this moment, feeling mo hindi mo siya kailangan, dapat dala mo yung something yun because when something unexpected happens at bigla mong kailanganin at hindi mo dala, mahihirapan ka. At maraming beses ko na rin napatunayan na nangyari yun. So, tama pala si mama. Dati when I was young, I would always be against her bringing a second bag. Siyempre, dahil nagko-commute kami, sa isip ko mas madali kung ang dala namin light lang, wala kami masyadong maraming bit-bit. So, minsan iko-questionin ko, si mama palaging may second bag. May bag siya, may payong kaming dala, tapos may second bag. She calls it the second bag. I remember dati it would trigger me na, "Mama, bakit ba may dala ka palaging second bag?" 'Pag ipapabitbit niya sa'kin, I would get impatient and feel pa na, "Kasi naman may dala pa second bag." Pero alam mo ngayon na tumatanda na ako, hindi na ako makaalis ng bahay. Ayan, sabi ni Sam, 3 pa yung bag ko kaya na umalis. So, that's one of the things na unintentional na nalalaman ko at na-realize ko na, grabe, tama pala talaga yung sinasabi ni mama. As you grow old, talagang you prepare yourself. And yun, palagi na rin akong may second bag. Minsan may third bag pa, guys. Ngayon lang din niya narinig yun. um, I believe, mama, kung ano yung mga nakwento natin ngayon today is self-explanatory as to how I am to other people, how I love them, how I care for them, and how I become understanding towards the people around me. It is all by how mama was to us. Kung ano yung mga nagawa ni mama sa amin. And I also see this in the other ates, in, the cousins. Kung ano yung mga nagawa ni mama para sa amin, we pay it forward. Gagawin din namin para sa kanya. Gagawin din namin para sa mas nakababata naming mga pinsan because syempre we also want to help her take care of others. Because alam namin yung hirap niya kung paano niya kami inalagaan lahat. And syempre, mama is also aging like fine wine. Syempre, we want to lessen also yung bigat. Kasi, if there's one thing na hindi namin maalis sa kanya, yun ay yung mag-alaga ng ibang tao. Yun ay kumilos sa bahay, maglinis, magluto. Ayaw niya tumigil. Magtanim, hindi siya papayag na ibang tao ang gagawa. Tama?
Tama. Gusto ko talaga magtanim.
Ayaw niya na ibilin sa iba yun. And so in our own way, we want to be able to show her that, one, yung pagpapalaki niya sa amin was worth it. Lahat ng hirap na pinagdaanan niya was not a waste and that she will not regret intentionally including us in her life. And second, it's our way of giving back to her. For her to know that, okay, mama, we are grateful and we are blessed to have you as our lola because you had our back. And now, we have your back. No matter what. Correct?
Correct.
Correct. Kay mama ko rin siguro nakuha, or at least I try to work hard on being so patient towards the people around me, towards the people in the industry that I work in, towards the people around the world. It's not easy to be patient. It's not easy to be brave all the time. And definitely, it's not easy to always choose kindness. Hindi madali. Sa panahon ngayon, sa mundo ngayon, sa dami ng temptations, I also am not a perfect person. Nobody is. But to my eyes, my lola is perfect. And that's the reason why I work hard to at least try to be perfect like her. So I want to make her proud. And I want to do good things in this world. If there's one thing that I intentionally want to carry with me forever, from my lola, that would be so hard to the second bag. The joke.
Na-record to.
Um,
Na-record mo na yan. Na-record na.
yeah, malapit na tayo. Nag-record pa tayo ngayon.
Maganda.
If there's one thing that I would carry intentionally from my lola. Shucks, hindi siya one thing lang eh. I would carry her. Siya mismo. Her herself, I would carry in my mind, in my heart, all throughout my life. San man ako makarating, maging successful man ako, hindi ko man maabot yung mga pangarap ko, magkaroon man ako ng mga anak, maging asawa na ako, saan man ako makarating, even on my deathbed, I will carry my lola. 'Cause everything else around her values, her experiences, her wisdom, actually bonus na lang yan na na-impart niya sa amin lahat yan at na-experience namin siya. But siya mismo, siya yung hindi mapapalitan. And so, if I would intentionally carry something from her throughout life, forever, that would be her. A question here says, paano mo ilalarawan ang sarili mo ngayon bilang kanyang apo? Paano ba? Mama, kaya mo sagutin yun?
Alin.
How will
Yes.
you, if you were to describe me bilang apo mo, paano ako bilang apo sa'yo?
Siyempre ang kabilang apo ay isang mabait na bata. Hindi siya panggagalitan ng ng kanyang mga pinsan. Nagkakasundo sila. Hindi sila nagmamataas ng boses. Palagi silang palagi kaming merong kasiyahan. Minsan 1 linggo, minsan 2 linggo,
Hmm.
palagi kami nagkakanya-kanya kaming ano, ano 'to, nagsasama-sama para hindi kami nagkakainitan ng mga ano.
Hmm.
Lagi kaming nagpapasalamat sa Diyos na kami ay palaging nagkakasama, na walang naiiwan kahit sino. Lahat ng apo ko nandito, minsan sa isang buwan, minsan isang beses sa 2 linggo. Basta hindi lalagpas ang 1 buwan na hindi kami nagkikita-kita.
Correct,
Kailangan
correct.
kaming magkita-kita kasi palagi ko silang kailangang makita kung ano ang nangyayari sa kanila. Kaya lahat
Hmm.
ng apo ko palaging makikita ko sa loob ng isang buwan kahit 2 beses o 1 beses lamang.
That's true. We always hindi lang ako, lahat ng mga apo niya, we make it a point that mama knows that we are here for her. We make it a point na
Meron kaming
hindi
parang salo-salo kahit na
mm.
ano lang yan,
Kahit simple lang.
pansit lang,
Mm,
para
mm,
nagkakasama-sama lang kami.
mm,
Gusto kong nakikita ko sila, minsan sa loob ng 2 linggo 1 beses o kaya minsan sa isang buwan kahit 1 beses lang, basta makikita ko sila, kailangang makita ko sila.
Pero mama, sa kung paano mo ko nakikita bilang apo mo, nakikita mo rin ba sa akin lahat ng mga itinuro mo sa akin? Nagtingin mo ba
Oo,
naa-apply ko yung mga tinuturo mo sa akin noon?
oo naman, nakikita ko. Kasi kung hindi, matagal ka lang. Matagal na kitang sinabihan. Hindi,
Hmm,
wala ginagawa mo lahat kung ano yung mga sinasabi ko sa iyo. Yun
hmm.
lang ang gusto ko sa iyo, na nakikinig ka sa mga sinasabi kong makakaano naman sa iyo, makakabuti naman sa iyo at di naman makakasama. Palagi lang tayong tatama sa Diyos.
Hmm,
Lagi sa Diyos lang ang awa sa atin. Yun lang ang
mm.
inaano ko sa inyo, palagi kayong tatawag sa Diyos na gumagaway at magdadala sa atin ng kaluwalhatian sa habang panahon.
It's it's my first time to ask her that question. Ngayon ko lang siya tinanong kung anong tingin niya sa'kin bilang apo niya. And it feels so good to hear from her knowing that she sees me, she sees us, kaming mga apo niya. Si mama is happy with the simplest of things. And we try our best to continue to serve for her things that will make her happy. Sometimes you would think ang magpapasaya sa isang tao yung mga engrandeng bagay. Pero si mama, yung makita lang niya kami, okay na siya dun. And I strive to maintain that simplicity of life. Uh, Things don't have to be so complicated all the time. That's one of the things I want to be, especially when I get old, like her. I want her wisdom. I want her patience. I want the selflessness kasi not everyone has that. If I would describe myself kung paano ko bilang apo niya, actually, I might not be in the right position to describe myself kung paano ko bilang apo. But I can say that I try my best to be a good one. I try my best to return to her na alam ko namang hindi ko magagawa. Pero to return to her kahit katiting man lang ng mga bagay, ng pag-aaruga, ng pagpapalaki, at ng pagmamahal na binuhos niya sa akin. I try my best to give her the care that she deserves. Kasi ginawa niya yun sa akin at sa amin nang walang nagsasabi sa kanya. Nang wala siyang hinihingi in return. And she never questioned who we are, how we are. Kahit pa in times na alam ko ring nasasaktan at nahihirapan siya. And so, gusto ko ibalik sa'yo yun, Mama.
Alin?
Yung pagmamahal na binuhos mo sa akin. Alam ko na hindi tayo palaging nagkakausap ng ganito. But I want you to know na mahal kita. I want you to know na kahit anong mangyari, I will always strive to work hard because I dedicate to you everything that I do. Gusto ko makita mo na lahat ng success ko, palagi kong iniisip na para kay mama to. Gusto ko ma-proud si mama dito. Kaya kahit yung pagpili ko ng mga projects na gagawin ko, kung paano ako mag-build ng relationships with the people that I do, even this podcast, Mama, para sa'yo to. Kasi gusto ko makwento natin sa mga tao yung kwento mo. Kwento natin. Kwento ng buhay ko kung saan isang malaking parte yung lola ko dun. And I'm just so proud to be the person that I am now. I'm so proud to be raised by my lola. Proud ako maging isang babae. Kagaya niya. And I'm nothing but grateful. So thank you, Mama. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for loving us na mga apo mo kahit na may mga oras na masakit sa ulo, na nakakapagod.
Hindi ako napapagod pagka sa inyo. Hindi ako napapagod. Palagi kayo papangaralan at pagpaputihan ng magandang aral. Lagi ko hindi ako napapagod talaga. Pagpapagsabihan kayong tatawa kayo palagi sa Diyos sa mga ginagawa ninyo at pagpapakamusta kayo sa lahat ng tao. 'Di ba?
Yes. Tama. I love you, Mama.
Bye-bye.
Ay, I love you.
I love you too.
Nagbabay na siya.
Ay, naku.
Yeah, I think that was a great kwentuhan, Mama.
Oo.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for everything. And to everyone here also, maraming salamat sa oras ninyo. Bago matapos yung episode, actually each episode, one of the things that actually isa to sa mga katangian ko na I don't really am vocal about sharing yet. But I've always been a bookworm. Dito sa bahay ng lola namin because nga wala kaming ibang source of entertainment. We didn't have, in those days, we didn't have Wi-Fi and definitely we didn't have gadgets. And so all we had was, for example, this swing. All we had was mama's plants. All we had were things inside the house that we would play with.
Swing 1985 pa so.
1985 pa yung swing na to. Mas matanda pa sa mas maraming tao. And all we had were toys na pass-me-downs ng mga ate. Pero syempre, dahil pass-me-down yung mga laruan, sira-sira na rin siya. So, hindi na rin siya perfect. Minsan, hindi na siya nagfa-function. But we would still play. And the paborito naming laruin nun is bahay-bahayan. Yan, favorite ko rin yan. Kaya, nung nangarap rin ako na magkaroon ako ng sarili kong bahay, sabi ko, gusto ko maging katulad ng bahay ni mama yun. Where it would take care of a lot of people, where it would help people grow, and where I can nurture the people I love in my own way. Anyway, going back, I've always been a bookworm. At yun, reading and books is only one, is if not the only, one of the only sources of entertainment namin dito sa bahay. And hindi ko siya masyadong share because again, I didn't know if people would be interested in knowing how much I read books. But I decided that when I conceptualized this podcast and when I decided to push through with it, I want to end each episode with a quote from a book, any book that I've read and that I feel is really something that would resonate with who I am as a person at the moment that I am here talking and sharing in front of all of you. And I have a book here. Hold on. The book that I chose to end this episode with is one of the books that I unexpectedly read. And I have a thing wherein when I find what book to read next, I believe that the right books will find you at the right moment when they are meant to find you. And most of the time, yun yung nangyayari sa akin. I'm also some kind of a book hoarder where siguro yun yung masasabi kong luho ko. I tend to buy a lot of books and I stack my shelf with, unread books and then I read it all. But then to decide which book to read, I really depend it on what I feel or what book is calling to me at that moment. And so, sinasabi ko na itong libro na to was very unexpected that I would read it because I found this book as I was purchasing a lot of books. Random siya. Nandun sa isa sa mga nakapatong on its own. It was a highlighted book on a wall, but I've never heard about the book. And so I got it. Sabi ko, okay, try ko. At manipis lang siya. And first time kong magbasa actually, I guess, ng ganito kanipis na libro. And so this book is called More Days at the Morisaki Bookshop by Satoshi Yagisawa. I hope that I pronounce the name of the author correctly, but if mali po, then I apologize. But if I'm not mistaken, this is a book written by a Japanese author, and it's a series, and this is the second book to that series. So I think the first book is Days at the Morisaki Bookshop, and then this book is More Days at the Morisaki Bookshop. And I ended up loving the story. I didn't know what to expect. Pero I ended up loving it and I finished it within 2 days. And by the end of this book, I understood why it found me. Just to share with all of you, I also tend to look for and believe in small connections and alignments in my life. And for me to pick up a book about a bookshop is just an alignment with where I'm at in my life now. Sa buhay ko ngayon, alam ko na a lot of the passion projects that I am doing, napapalibutan po ako ng maraming libro. I cannot spoil some of the things yet, but I'm finally out of my reading slump after so long. And to have found this book and unexpectedly fall in love with it and randomly pick it up from the bookstore, and now I understand why it called to me. Um, it's about, but anyway, let me fast forward to the quote. So I also annotate my books. Hold on. So This here, if you can see, is the mark with where the quote is.
Look underline.
Yeah, ano mamay, pumipili ako ng mga quote sa
Oo.
mga libro na binabasa ko. I'll read it to you. Because I feel like this resonated with me and is perfect with where I'm at now and with where my mindset has been, actually. So the quote says, "When you're sad, don't try to hold it in. It's okay to cry a lot. The tears are there because you've got to go on living. You're going on living, which means there'll be more things to cry about. They'll come at you from all sides. So don't ever try to hide from the sadness. When it comes, cry it out. It's better to keep moving forward with that sadness. That's what it means to live." I think I want to read it again because it's a beautiful quote. When you're sad, don't try to hold it in. It's okay to cry a lot. The tears are there because you've got to go on living. You're going on living, which means there'll be more things to cry about. They'll come at you from all sides. So don't ever try to hide from the sadness. When it comes, cry it out. It's better to keep moving forward with that sadness. And that's what it means to live. And that quote struck me because growing up without having a certain way of hold on, sorry. Napuwing ako. Okay, I'm back. So growing up and not having a clear system of guidance, that you usually get from having a mom and a dad with you every single day. Or syempre yung lola ko when I started independently living at 16, hindi na rin naman kami araw-araw magkasama. Hindi madali to understand and to go through things that life is throwing at you. And that was one thing that I would always remind myself, especially in those times that I am going through pain, I'm going through stress, or when I failed in something, I always told myself na, anong gagawin mo? Iiyak ka lang ba dyan? Malulugmok ka lang ba dyan? Are you going to cry in one corner and stay there and cry and cry and cry? Or are you going to choose to stand up? Yes, pain is there, but you move forward with the pain and not go against it. And so isa yun sa palagi kong pinapaalala sa sarili ko noon na there's no other way but through the tunnel. And totoo that the light is at the other end of the tunnel. And so the best way is not to go around it or to find a way around it. The best way is to go through it. You go through the darkness, you go through the pain, you go through it. And then you eventually see the light, you get to the light, and you understand what the light is. And it's a cycle. Kaya sabi dito sa quote na to, it's okay to cry. It's okay to cry a lot. Tears are there because you've got to go on living. And I used to not cry. I used to work so hard in not crying. But also now, kung nasan ako sa buhay ko ngayon, I've realized na okay lang umiyak. In fact, kailangan mong iiyak yan. Ayaw mo man ipakita sa ibang tao, it's fine. Pero kung kailangan mong umiyak mag-isa, go lang, te. Go lang, bro. Ilabas mo lang yan because kung itatago mo lahat yan sa loob, mag-iipon-ipon lalo yung mga maliliit na bagay at magugulat ka na lang, sasabog ka na lang bigla. And mas mahihirapan kang i-process kung ano yung nangyayari sa buhay mo at mas mahihirapan kang maintindihan kung ano yung mensahe ng itinuturo sa'yo nung panahon ng pinagdadaanan mo. And that's why I love this quote because this has defined, I guess, at least, a big question that I've had when I was young, a big question that I now know the answer to. And that is when you're sad, don't try to hold it in. Tama naman. If you hold it in, girl, ang hirap. You have to learn how to articulate it, express it. That's the reason why you have family, you have friends, or that's the reason why you can journal. That's the reason why I now have you guys. I have my podcast because I can now share my thoughts with you. That's the reason why you choose a partner for life because then you can express your thoughts sa hirap at sa ginhawa. Don't hold it in. Just cry if you need to. Hindi siya kahihiyan at hindi rin siya kahinaan. In fact, it's healthy. And crying is strength. Vulnerability is strength. It's not something to be afraid of. The tears are there because you've got to go on living. And you're going on living, which means there'll be more things to cry about. That's true. In life, hindi lang naman tayo isang beses malulungkot eh. Hindi lang naman tayo isang beses mahihirapan. In fact, you might be in a dangerous place if it seems like your life is quiet or in a plateau or parang nakakatakot kung hindi ka sumasaya or kung hindi ka nagagalit or kung hindi ka nalulungkot. Because then without all of the crying, without the pain, without the struggles, how will you learn the challenges? How will you learn and grow? How will you attain the wisdom that is being served to you by the experience and by God? That's why you choose to go on living. That's why it's okay to cry. And they'll come at you from all sides. Believe me, and I know a lot of people can relate to this. Sa buhay, there are days na you're caught off guard. Di mo akalain na, oh my gosh, nasaktan ako dun. By one word of a person na nadulas lang na sabihin, sometimes the person isn't even related to you or working with you or,
Ay,
magugulat ka na, oh my gosh, masakit pala yun. And it's okay. You don't have to be afraid of the things that you can't control and things that are unexpected. And when it comes, you cry it out. Yes, just cry it out. And to be honest, sometimes I just cry when I'm alone. Hindi lang dahil kasama ng trabaho ko ang pag-iyak. Sometimes really as a person when I'm off cam, when I'm in the bathroom, when I'm in my bed, when I'm driving sometimes. When I feel like crying, I cry. Because it's okay. And so don't ever try to hide from sadness. When it comes, cry it out. It's better to keep moving forward with that sadness. That's what it means to live. And that's what I've learned. To live not just through, but with the sadness and the pain. To live with the imperfections of life and to continue on living even if life is just chaotically lifing. And so I guess that's it for this episode. To everyone listening and to everyone watching, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras. Maraming salamat po sa sandali ng buhay ninyo na makinig sa akin. And I hope you enjoyed listening and talking with me and my Lola today. I hope you enjoy the podcast as it grows and as it flourishes and as it blooms. I have nothing but gratitude for each and every one of you. Salamat po, Ama, for this podcast. Thank you. And thank you, self. You braved this and you've done this. And ayun lang. That's it. Maraming salamat po and muli, ako po si B. And this is me, simply B. Hanggang sa susunod nating kwentuhan. Mama, say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ano ba yan, payok?
Hanggang sa muli.
Payok ba?
Ilaw. Ilaw. Mama,
Ilaw ba yan?
ilaw yan.
Kala ko payok.
Hanggang sa muli.